long. All right, game 6 in the Western Conference Finals. San Antonio had to have it to force game 7. Steve, there's the fit. Steve wore that interestingly, too. Here's Kendrick Perkins on Get Up on game 5 for Wemby.
Wemby got punked last night. He got punked. I mean, they were whispering sweet things in his ear, fresh things at that.
Wemby comes out early. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to exhaust all the French I know. Jambon poulet parapluie. France. That's ham, chicken, and umbrella. I did not get a good grade in French. That's really what it is. Wembanyama out of his mind, and the Spurs can't miss from 3. 8 threes in the first quarter, the most in a playoff quarter since 97-98, a 13-point lead. Spinning on Holmgren with the left off the window. The lead is 15. Carter Bryant, baseline with the big bounce. And the Spurs lead by a dozen. Next Thunder possession, Chet Holmgren turned away by Devin Vassell, and he's got something to say. A little chit chat. Great defensive play here. And it was an emphatic defensive home court tonight. But the Thunder were down just 7 until Wemby hits again from 3. You see, he had 20 in all of Game 5. He had more in the first half of Game 6. They got the Nuns on their side. Everything's coming up Spurs, but still, this team, reigning champs, you better put him to bed. And there's the MVP working on Wembanyama. Loses the handle, then the step back over the length of Wembanyama. And it's an 8-point game, but then the Spurs turn the Thunder's water off. Dylan Harper, the rookie, looking the part. We'll visit with him a bit later on the show. The lead's now 15. 5 minutes to go in the third. Stephon Castle. Euro stepping through the lane. It's a 20-0 run for the home team. That's the longest run allowed in the playoffs. Final seconds of the third. A good outlet. They get it to Holmgren. He spins, blocked by Wembanyama. Spurs outscore the Thunder by 19. OKC effectively punts in the fourth. I mean, why waste your energy in a game that you're just not going to come back in? Another alley-oop. Wembanyama, 28, 10 boards, 3 blocks. They win big and force Game 7. Here's Wembanyama.
This Saturday in OKC, it's do or die for your team. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about Game 7?
First thing is listening to, the experienced people, whether it's on our team, on our staff, or outside. We got the chance to have plenty of those around.
Vic, something that your teammates were saying after last game is that you guys have played really well when playing desperate. And so I guess the question is, what does playing desperate look like to you? And when both teams, obviously everyone's playing hard in the playoffs, but Game 7
feels like it erases kind of all the little mistakes that we do that are human nature. Whether it's in the regular season or previous games, we just gotta fight that all the time. And when your back's against the wall, it feels like it's the best opportunity to do that.
I can't stop staring at the microphone in his hand. Can't see it. There have been over 200 teams to face elimination in the conference finals. The margin of victory in this one ties the 4th largest in any of those elimination games. Good news for San Antonio. The bad news, the 2018 Warriors are the only team on this list who went on to win the series. The benefit of Oklahoma City's regular season brilliance is that they have home court for this deciding Game 7. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the level of confidence he will take in to that game Saturday night.
Anything can happen in a Game 7. Like, it's win or go home. It being in your building is nice, but like it doesn't really mean anything. Like, you have to go out there and be the better basketball team, or else your season's done, and that's what it comes down to. Now it's gonna be nice having our fans behind us and cheering us, but we got to go out there and be better. And if we're not better, our season will be over.
We talk so much about the other guys that are fighting through stuff, but how much mental and physical fatigue do you have, and how are you fighting through it?
Oh, I'm good. I'm ready to go. Biggest game of my career. Yeah.
Is it the biggest game?
It's the next game, and if I lose, my season's over.
Interesting context there. Shai hoping to get back to the level of efficiency which has led him to winning back-to-back most valuable players. After this game tonight, he's been under 50% in 4 consecutive games from the floor, which is tied for the longest streak of his entire postseason career. Joined out by Brian Windhorst to discuss Game 6, which means Game 7 is coming in Oklahoma City. And Brian, this Game 1 was legendary, and since then it's been largely significant outcomes in one direction or another. And so, yeah, it's a Game 7, but if we get Game 1 and Game 7, then sure, it's legendary. As for Game 6, what was the differentiator in your mind for what San Antonio did that they hadn't prior?
Well, I'll tell you what, you hit 8 3-pointers in an elimination game in the first quarter, you're going to feel pretty good about yourself. And I think that hot shooting early on really took the pressure off. I liked that they started inside. Victor went inside for his first few looks and then played inside out, and I think that helped them. But that really applied pressure. And I'll tell you one thing, Oklahoma City has got to get off to better starts. They have been continually putting themselves in a hole. But, you know, I thought Oklahoma City was okay in this game because the Spurs played with such passion and energy, and the Thunder sort of held their control and were in decent shape. I did not see that 20-0 run coming in the third quarter. And look, one thing I'll say about the Spurs, and I've said this repeatedly now for a month, every time they face some adversity in this postseason, whether it was the concussion with Wembanyama in round 1, the ejection with the elbow in round 2, getting behind after losses in 2 and 3 in this series, and here facing elimination for the first time in the postseason, they have always answered. And not just Wembanyama, all of them have answered, which leads me to believe we may get that close game on Sunday, because I kind of think they're going to answer then too.
I hope we do.
Saturday.
Game 7. I'll get that information in my ear. I don't know what day of the week it is right now, but in terms of what travels for San Antonio, because they're going to walk into the belly of the beast. You and I have both been there. That is a phenomenal venue, and they are going to be ready to back their squad. What did San Antonio do outside of making 8 first-quarter threes that you feel like they can bank on and take with them?
Yeah, there's a couple of boxes they checked tonight that really helped beyond just the shooting. First off, they didn't turn the ball over. I cannot tell you, every team knows that you can't let Oklahoma City take the ball from you, but doing it is a different thing. So they kept down those fast break baskets, and when you do that, you really level the playing field. If they can somehow, and I mean it is not easy, if they can somehow win or play the possession game just even in Game 7, it changes their profile, their risk profile altogether. The second thing they did, and I know that this is always going to be a topic of conversation, they kept the Thunder off the line. I think the Thunder had 12 free throws in this game. As you may have heard, Shea had 17 by himself in Game 5. So, look, those are two really big things that are easy to say and hard to do, but they are got to be top line of the game plan going in to Game 7, where, look, you know the Thunder are going to be confident. They won 2 Game 7s at home just a year ago.
I'll say this on behalf of Thunder fans just because I'm sure they're screaming it. The Spurs have a monstrous free throw advantage in this series for all of the online discourse. It is a massive free throw advantage in this series for the Spurs. I don't care about that conversation. Now all that matters is there's 48 minutes to decide who gets to play the Knicks. What's your sense of what the Thunder on their home floor Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, will bring to the table?
Well, first off, Scott, what are you going to do about Jalen Williams? Because he was sort of a surprise activation. He played 10 minutes, and he did not look good. He took one shot. He was very ineffective. He was jumping off his right leg. The left leg is where the hamstring injury is. What do you do about that? This is your all-NBA player. This is your champion. This is a guy who soldiered through injuries in the past. I don't know where you're at with him. I don't know what the right decision is, whether you sit him down or you play him. And so that's one thing that they got to decide. But, you know, the thing here is, regardless of what Shea's been able to do, and he has not been himself in this series, he is shooting in the mid-30s. What's been the differentiating factor in these Thunder wins has been their role players shooting. We did not see nobody could hit a shot tonight for the Thunder. They went 10 of 40 on threes. But when Caruso and Isaiah Joe and Cason Wallace and Dort and those guys make shots, Jared McCain, they're a completely different team. And I'm just going to tell you, if you're San Antonio, you got to prepare yourself for those guys to make shots in a Game 7 at home.
I agree, because somebody's going to be the hero, and the question is, and I started to say, is he wearing the white jersey or the dark jersey, but I never know what jersey anyone's wearing anymore. It used to be simpler, but I don't care. They could go shirts and skins. We wanted to see 7 games, and we're going to see it Saturday night. Brian, I appreciate the time and the context.
Look forward to it, Scott.